doesn't the RFP mandate ADA compliance? It mandates a lot. There are a lot of technical specifications, but why didn't the TLC choose to mandate ADA compliance within the RFP?
Well, simply put, if that proved unavailable, we're not prepared to shut down the industry. So this is an industry that moves 600,000 people a day. It is, I believe, indispensable to the city's basic economic proposition, which is we want business people to come here and know they can get around town easily. In the event that the industry is unable to produce a car that meets the needs of the industry and enables the continuing function of the taxi industry at the level of service it provides now, and is also wheelchair accessible, in the event that that proves to be the case, which I don't by no means assume will be the case, I certainly hope will not be the case. But in that event, I didn't want to lock ourselves into a position that would prevent the proper functioning of the industry.
Okay. It just seems to me with the, I think there have been 5 addendums that have come out. With each additional addendum, you've been reducing the mobility requirements in terms of what needs to be produced for people with disabilities. I'll particularly point to question 35 and addendum Addendum 4, a minimum requirement for accessibility is capability to transfer a reduced mobility rider from the curb to a taxi. And you talk about the proposers who explain in detail how they propose to accomplish this goal, but there's no specific requirement on how to do so. For someone with reduced mobility, a wheelchair user, along with so many other things that aren't, we're not just I think oftentimes when we talk about accessibility, we're talking about wheelchair users and only wheelchair users, and there's so much more that could have been included in this RFP that could have been mandated, including universal design principles as well as accessibility for people with low and no hearing. I know that the TLC has most recently done a pilot program that I know the previous chairman deemed very successful in terms of induction loops in 15 taxis. So why aren't things like that included in the RFP?
Well, first of all, I think you're absolutely right that when we talk about accessibility and the availability of this industry to people with disabilities, you're right that sometimes the debate, is 99% focused on the wheelchair using component of the disability community, and it's much broader. We remain, wide open and very, deeply interested in any suggestions and proposals that you have for what we should be looking for in a taxi. We asked the responders, we asked the auto industry to make accessibility to people with disabilities one of the top tier criteria that they used in designing the vehicle, right up there with performance, right up there with, because it's a component, right up there with durability, right? And of course, these are vehicles that drive 70,000 miles a year on streets that aren't always in the tip-top perfect condition, so we have to make sure that they are durable. But right up there with those other performance features, we asked the industry to design a car that's maximally accessible to people with disabilities. Your point about induction loops is absolutely right. I think that I don't want to kind of get ahead of myself and outside my technical expertise, but having looked at the proposals that have come in, I think all of them can be. I think that those features like that can be implemented with any of the vehicle designs that have that have come in. So it's by no means too late to do that.
All right, let's speak about